Now, we are going up in the elevator. See, Preston Fisher is Klein's opposite number with 20th Century Fox in New York. He's the head of tape programming in New York. Klein is the head of tape production here on the coast. Klein is sort of the Svengali, and Fisher is sort of his Trilby. Very flat-chested Trilby. Anyhow, we are going up in this elevator, one of those glass elevators on the outside of a building, when they say to me, "Guess who we got for the lead?" "Albert Schweitzer," says I, indulging my gay and clever wit. "No," say they, "we got Keir Dullea." I hit the emergency stop on the elevator button. The elevator cranked to a halt, and I said, "You got who? You got what?" "Yes, we have Keir Dullea. We saw him in Butterflies Are Free in London, and he was terrific." I said, "The part of Devon is written for a peasant, someone who can sit on the earth with the dirt in his hands and cry if the need be. Keir Dullea looks like he's been wrapped in saran wrap since the day he was born." I said, "I don't want Keir Dullea." "Well, we need Keir Dullea, blah, 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 blah." "I don't want Keir Dullea." Now, we're parked in this elevator halfway up the side of a building, and they're petrified of fear. I'm going to throw them right out a glass window, right? Because I'm running amok inside this elevator and foaming and doing terrible things. And they say, "We need Keir Dullea because we've got to sell the whole package, and he's a big science fiction actor." I said, "What are you talking about?" "Well, he was in 2001, so he must be a big science fiction actor." By their thinking, the incredible tunnel vision of Hollywood producers, there are only two actors who are science fiction actors. One of them is Keir Dullea, the other one is Charlton Heston. Right? Of course.
What about Walter Pidgeon?
Green, he was in Planet of the Apes, must be a science fiction actor.
What about Walter Pidgeon? Asked John Henry.
What about Walter Pidgeon?
Or Gary Lockwood.
No, Gary Lockwood has no charisma. Gary Lockwood gets vicious. Keir Dullea is very soft and gentle. He's malleable. He mumbles into his mustache a lot. Anyhow, so they say, "We don't fuck this up. We got to have Keir Dullea, blah blah blah. The network wants him." So I assume the network wants him, and I say, "Okay." Now this is something else. You must understand that writers seldom get to talk to the network people. There's always some schlepper in between us, like Bob Klein or Preston Fisher. That's F-I-S-C. Anyhow, who do all of the talking. And they interpret everything, and they interpret it to their own ends, you dig? What I did not know was that Preston Fisher and Keir Dullea were very close friends. Now we get up into the apartment. Doug Trumbull shows up with Jerry Zeitman. You remember them. The happy dancing duo. And after a little while, in come these very tall, elderly gentlemen from Toledo, Ohio, or Dayton, or something like that, from some NBC station, wearing very sincere gray suits, earnest ties, and honest white shirts. They sit down, and I immediately begin to hit it off with one of the guys. He's kind of cool, and we kind of like each other, and he's grooving on me, and I'm grooving on him, and we're talking about what a cesspool Dayton is and things like that. And as I've often said, if they were going to give an enema to the United States, they would put it in the tube at Dayton. Anyhow, we're talking along, and he's happy with me, and he thinks I'm going to do a good job, and I'm telling him what the series is going to be and how nice it's going to be and all like that. And then he says, "How do you feel about Keir Dullea?" There is a hushed, awesome silence in Bob Klein's Malibu apartment. And Bob Klein turns several shades of ochre, white on white face. And I say to this gentleman, whose name I cannot remember right now, he's a very nice man. I said, "Do you want a politic answer or an honest answer?" He says, "I want an honest answer." They always are going to say honest answer, right? I mean, they're used to being lied to, but they will always say, "I want an honest answer." So I said, "Frankly, I think Keir Dullea sucks." Now, Bob Klein gropes for the digitalis. Preston Fisher melted into a soft puddle of jelly, oozed under the little nut cups on the table. And he says, "Why do you think that?" So I told him. He says, "Yes, I agree with you. I think he's much too..." We compared notes, and it seems that Keir Dullea had only played psychotics in movies, you know. What Happened to Bunny Lake, or Bunny Lake is Missing, whatever it was. David and Lisa. In Butterflies Are Free, he was blind, right? And in 2001, he had about as much character and charisma as, say, a bowl of Rice Krispies, right? Old Rice Krispies. So he says, "Yes, I quite agree. Who do you see in the role?" And I said, "Walter Koenig, Robert Blake, Bobby Blake from In Cold Blood. Named a couple of other people. He says, yes, yes, oh, he would be terrific. Now he gets very excited. And he says, let's screen test those people, too, to Bob Klein. And Bob Klein says, oh, yes, of course, we will. We go. Now, what I did not realize, and I cannot prove this, but I would be willing to bet every dime I have in the bank, and it is considerable at the moment, thank you, that they had already made a commitment to Keir Dullea, and they were stuck with it. And there wasn't any way we were going to get anybody but Keir Dullea. Yeah? So, we end the meeting. They go away. Klein says to me, boy, you really threw me a curve. This is no more of a curve than you threw me coming up in the elevator. I says, don't arbitrarily and unilaterally decide something and then expect me to be your slave about it. I said, because that ain't where I'm at. I'm the creator of this particular dream, Jack, and I'm willing to make you a couple of $1 million, but you got to honor my creation. Well, that was only the beginning of the end.